Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in today's episode of The Hypnotist, you could be listening to a fear of flying hypnosis session. And it was created for a client that when they were reasonably young, traveling on their own, they had a bit of a panic attack. They felt very, very anxious on a plane, and they were given a choice. They could either stay on the plane and take the flight, or they could leave the plane. And in that moment, they left the plane. And from that point onwards, flying triggered this feeling of anxiety, sometimes panic. And yet they had a career that they were taking lots of flights anyway. But some of these flights that were longer or unexpected would create more anxiety. So they really wanted to just banish this fear rather than have a life of carrying on with this fear. But sometimes the brain is a little bit tricky, and it kind of keeps this thing that even if a flight was totally fine, it has this idea of, but what if you were lucky? What if the next time it's worse? You also get this strange thing where it doesn't become about the flying anymore. It becomes about the fear that you feel while you're flying. And then that becomes an element that even if you try and help that with medication like Xanax or alcohol, you don't even get the full benefit of saying, well, I beat that fear, because you can attribute it to whatever was helping you to get through that. So you get this weird thing where sometimes doing things to help actually keep you trapped in the very thing you want to avoid. This uses the level of an expanding and contracting comfort zone. It also has an analogy of video games. A lot of video games have this kind of idea of a boss level, that when you get through certain things, you have to defeat the boss before you get to the next level up. So there's a few metaphors and analogies here designed to almost gamify the experience and to treat it like, okay, you're going to get some benefit of desensitization from traveling with someone else under the influence of medication on a short flight, but you would get way more benefit if it was a longer flight that was unexpected, that you're flying on your own without any assistance from alcohol or medication whatsoever. And under those circumstances, that's going to be more of a victory. That's going to expand your comfort zone even more. And the more you believe it, the truer it becomes. Obviously, it was created for a specific client. They had a couple of flights that they knew they'd be taking in the next year. One, the longer one, was going to be 14 hours. We really wanted to kind of frame this 14-hour flight as kind of like a boss level, this kind of element that once you defeat that, then anything below that feels easier in comparison. And again, the more you believe it, the truer it becomes. It might be that you have a fear of flying, but require a different approach, different metaphors, different analogies, different direct suggestions. In which case, there will be a link in the show notes where you can schedule a free consultation call to explore working with me. For now, though, you might get some benefit from this session, even though it was created for someone else. So find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a wonderful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you relax, just allow any feelings of worry, stress, or tension to feel like it's melting away. It's diluting and dissipating. And imagine feeling it leave your body in that outward breath. As you breathe in deeper than the previous breath. And as you exhale for longer, allowing more of that unresourceful tension or concern to feel like it's leaving your body. And when you breathe in that deep breath of pure relaxation. A wonderful feeling of getting more and more courageous and confident, relaxed and optimistic. The deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you become. And the more relaxed you become, the deeper you breathe. And as your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. As your body begins to relax even more, maybe you've already noticed, your breathing settles into a smooth and steady rhythm. And with each breath, each moment, your conscious mind, that overactive part of your mind, begins to rest, while your subconscious mind becomes more alert, more receptive, and more ready to embrace a powerful truth. The truth that you are becoming free. And in this calm, open space within your mind, I want you to imagine your comfort zone as a shape. Many people think of a circle. Some people make it three-dimensional like a sphere. Whatever it is, make it glow. A glowing circle, a glowing sphere that surrounds you. I want you to get a sense that this sphere, this circle, can expand or contract. Every time you do something outside of this comfort zone, it expands proportionately in every direction. And every time you avoid or rely on a substitute to help, it contracts. But this means the power to change and adapt. This comfort zone is within your control, because it grows not just from doing something new, but from doing something challenging, daunting, perhaps even undesirable. What if you've already expanded it more than most ever will? Many people in your situation would have avoided flying, and yet you've been on hundreds of flights. This shows a level of resolve, of courage, of dedication and determination. It's time to banish echoes of fear for good. I want you to imagine traditional weighing scales, the kind of ones that used to be made of brass. You would put weights on one side and something else on the other to measure the weight of that thing. But this time, rather than weights made of metal, I want you to imagine on one side you place fear, and on the other side of the scales you place freedom. And the heavier the fear, the smaller the comfort zone becomes. A very small comfort zone becomes almost like a prison cell. You have freedom, but only between the four walls. But other people, the planet, is their space. Because each time you take a flight, especially when you do it on your own or without medication, the weight shifts, the scale tips, freedom gains strength, your comfort zone expands. Every flight you take is like lifting a heavier weight at the gym. Short flights add strength, but longer flights even more. Flying with another person adds strength. Flying on your own adds more. Even flying with medication gives you something, but flying without medication gives you so much more. And each time, your comfort zone stretches, grows, opens up the sky a little more. What if the world is your playground? You're becoming someone who chooses growth over comfort. And every time you fly, you are proving it. I wonder if you could imagine yourself at the gate of a great adventure, like a warrior about to enter battle. And not just any battle, but a battle that has lasted years. And this time, you're ready. Because this is more than just a flight. This is the final level boss battle. A level in the game of life that you are now ready to defeat. And you carry with you the memory of every flight you've ever taken, victories, every single one. There was only one time you got off that flight. But what if that just proved that avoidance creates more weight on the balance of fear? From that point onwards, anxiety never defeated you. It tried. But you bought it anyway. It pushed. But you sat in your seat. It whispered lies. And yet you landed. Feel now in this adventure within your imagination that you hold the sword of defiance. Because you're no longer fighting the flight. You're fighting the idea that you were ever powerless. And that was the lie. Think about another powerful truth about a flight years ago. The one time you backed away from. And if you could go back and live that day again with what you now know, you would take the flight, even if anxious. Because doing so back then would have saved you many anxious moments that then followed. And if that was true then, it's true now. So you don't go timidly into battle. You go courageously into battle. You no longer need anxiety to decide for you, because you're the one leveling up. You're the one collecting the wins. You're the one walking into every airport with your head high. Not because the fear is completely gone yet, but because you've learned to keep moving courageously despite it. You embrace the flights, seek out the flights, choose to go longer and further than ever before, because each flight expands your territory. Each takeoff is a flag you plant in the skies. And from this point forward, every time you feel even a flicker of doubt or anxiety, you'll remind yourself, this is just the boss music playing. I've already beaten this level before, I can do it again, and I'll do it better this time. Because your comfort zone doesn't shrink anymore. It grows, it stretches, it expands to fit the skies. And you were made to fly. Now, as you begin to come back to the here and now, you come back with a new perspective, a new attitude, a desire to win more battles, to shift the weight of fear and freedom, to expand your comfort zone. Think of perhaps the ultimate level, a long flight, 14 hours, no medication, and flying solo. You are looking forward to vanquishing that level. Because in doing so, every flight less than that will feel like a walk in the park. Like a computer game when you complete an advanced level, the levels that preceded it feel easy in comparison. It is true in a game, it is true in your life. So you relish taking on those challenging levels, knowing it is the key to expanding your comfort zone and a future of more freedom. It's time to return to the here and now, so take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, start to connect and calibrate into the here and the now. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox. the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.